The Knicks have a plan, guys. I don't know it for certain, but I think I have an idea of what they're doing. And I think most people who have had a chance to just think about it saying, this makes sense. This sounds like a competent way of doing things. This is a business model that has worked, I would think, numerous times for successful businesses. So this is what I think they're doing, guys. Knicks coaching hiring strategy. Reach out to coaches under contract. So that means reach out to all the coaches that you could think would be a good fit for this Knicks organization, who you like, something about them and think it might translate. And if they want to interview, fine. If they don't, fine. This is just called shaking the trees, guys. This is just shaking the trees. You reach out to all of these coaches, and who knows? You don't know what can happen. Maybe because we are worried about our own team and what we got going on, maybe there's a coach that's not happy somewhere, right? Or maybe there's an organization that's not necessarily happy with a coach, and they haven't put it out there or haven't thought about saying anything. And then you ask for permission to interview the coach, and the organization is like, okay, I mean, if that's what they want to do, sure. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. Or you can get a coach that says, you know what? That Nick job does look kind of attractive. I wouldn't mind taking that. So, some of these coaches might be on the last year of their contract or whatever. And you never know. Maybe, maybe we find a coach that doesn't necessarily work for the long haul this year. And maybe next year a coach could be a free agent and the Knicks can go get him because now they've opened up the channels of communication. Hey, we like something about you. This is an opportunity. We'd love to interview you if your team will give us permission. Oh, they won't give us permission? Okay. But just know there's something about you we like. We would love to have you over here. Next year, I'm free. Oh, you know what? Let me call the Knicks. Hey, guys, I know last year things didn't work out, but hey, I'm free this year. That's something, that's fruit of this conversation that can come of this. You want to hear some more fruit, guys? Here's another thing. Hey, let me reach out to Dallas and talk to Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd might be a good coach. Jason Kidd starts to think, I wouldn't mind that job. Interesting. A player on the team is like, man, I love Jason Kidd, man. That's my coach. That's my guy. Man, he's talking about the Knicks. If he goes to the Knicks, I wouldn't mind going to the Knicks. Let me think about it. Let's see how this plays out. You see what I'm saying? Like anything can come from this. Fruit can come from this. Like players can be saying, hey, man, they got my guy. That's my coach. Yo, man, I would love to go over there with New York with Jason Kidd. This is why you do these things. You just don't know what's going to happen, guys. This is all business and doing your due diligence. This doesn't mean anything. None of those. The Knicks can't have a plan saying we fired our coach, but you know what? Our next coach is going to be a coach that coaches another team. That's what we're going to do. What? Does that make sense to you guys? Come on, guys. Let's think about it. So you just do your due diligence, and whatever fruit shakes from the tree, great. If any of these coaches are available that at least the organization says, yeah, you can interview them. That's okay. No problem. That's just one more coach you add to your list. But that doesn't mean you made a decision. You're just building up your list. So that's one. And that doesn't go just for NBA coaches. That goes for college coaches on the contract too. You're reaching out to them. And don't think the Knicks haven't reached out to any college coaches. There's several college coaches that are very good coaches, and people think they're ready for the next step. So don't think the Knicks, you just don't hear about it because they don't need to tell anybody. Let them do their job. All right. So that's one. Next, contact available coaches, right? There's a plenty of coaches that don't have a job right now. And some are at the top of people's lists because they were good coaches and maybe they felt like they shouldn't have been fired, or like people feel like they got a raw deal. All right. You guys know the names, the Mike Browns of the world, the Taylor Jenkins of the world, stuff like that. All right. So they got to reach out to them. Fine. Contact available college coaches. The same thing. And when I say available college coaches, I mean the coaches that have coached college programs, but this year don't have a college program to coach, right? Available coaches. you know, guys that have shown something, or maybe they're not head coaches, maybe they're assistant coaches on a team, and so those guys are available, and you can talk to those guys. Head coaches, you can't talk to. Assistant coaches, you can. They don't stifle those guys. They let them talk. And from all of that, guys, then you create a list of potential candidates. You understand? You go through those steps first, and then you create your list, your final list of guys we want to actually call in for interviews, and you set up your scheduling. That's what the Knicks are doing now. Now they're starting to set up their scheduling, guys. We don't know the true list of everybody who's on that coaching list for the New York Knicks, because why would they tell us? Now we may start to find out, from insiders, hey, the Knicks have an interview scheduled on Thursday with this person. That's how the media and the fans start to learn. But come on, guys, let's give our front office a little bit more credit and understand that they are smarter than this. All right? Then you set up the coaching interviews, and we go from there. When we hired Tom Thibodeau, it took 4 months. I don't think it can take 4 months this time around, because there's other things that need to be done, and it helps to have a coach in sooner than later. But the Knicks are not rushing either. We're not even in the off season yet, guys. The NBA Finals is still going on, so the Knicks have a good amount of time to play around with before things get real. So this is great. This is great. But all this news and all this reporting of everything we think we know, it's some of it's a little embellished or fabricated. Some of it is true, but none of this is fact. Like, this is exactly what the Knicks are going to do. We don't know that, because we're not the Knicks, and the media is not the Knicks, and the rest of the fan base is not the Knicks. So we don't know what they want to do. The one thing we heard was that Eric Spoelstra would have been the Knicks' top choice for coach if he was available. He's not available. But apparently last year they said he was the, from according to, Carton, who's very close friends with James Dolan, Eric Spoelstra was who they loved. They wanted him no matter what. Like, he was the coach that they had on, and if he was available, they were probably going to make a move. And some said that they might have, or whatever, he was alluding to the fact that they might have even fired Tibbs a year early if Spoelstra was available. Something like that. I don't know. It's crazy. Whatever. So that's it, guys. I mean, any of these guys can get an opportunity. Mike Brown will. Taylor Jenkins will. Johnny Bryant is still in the mix, even though he may not be as high in the list as people thought, or maybe he is still. Maybe the Knicks want to interview the rest of these competent coaches to see how whatever they say stacks up to what they already know about Johnny Bryant, or what they heard from Johnny Bryant. Maybe they've already talked to Johnny Bryant. You know what I mean? Maybe this is what they want to know. They want to compare these other coaches and see their style to what Johnny Bryant has said to them, so that they can understand, is Johnny Bryant a top pick, or should he be coming down a notch in our order? That's what they got to look at. Dan Hurley is still in play, even though I thought he wasn't, but he hasn't officially said anything about not wanting to coach in the NBA. There is some things that make the Knicks job a little sexier and more attractive to him and his family than the Lakers job. And apparently, from what I'm hearing, he was very close to taking that Lakers job, but it might have had something to do with family and going to LA and being away from his hometown, because he's from Connecticut or that area, upstate area. But New York is right here. So maybe that looks a little bit more attractive to him. Maybe understanding the direction of the team once they lay it out there for him will make him say, okay. And maybe him feeling like he has control to do what he wants, and he can help cultivate the team going forward and get more power going forward, will be something that he likes. So that's still in play. Jason Kidd stuff can always be revisited, even though it's kaput, now. You never know. Sam Cassell probably on the list. We don't know. James Borrega, assistant coach. He's done some, good things with Charlotte. He's someone that is on the Knicks list. And no one's been talking about him really. And then another guy who's a wild card in the mix is Rick Brunson, Daddy Brunson. Now, I really didn't think that Rick Brunson had any chance of being the next Knicks head coach. But once again, guys, we don't know how this team moves behind the scenes. We don't know how much coaching Rick Brunson has actually done. And apparently he's done more coaching than we think, even though Tom Thibodeau is the one who makes all the calls. And so I'm thinking, this is my theory. This is my speculative theory. I'm thinking that throughout the course of the season, Rick Brunson might have had some ideas or said certain things at times that the team could do or make the team better, and the Knicks didn't do it. And maybe Brunson's stuff that he said might have been right, or it could have worked. So that allows people to say, you know what, maybe he has some ideas, and maybe he's somebody we should at least consider and give an interview to, because some of the stuff he said and his impact in the locker room was felt. So that's pretty much it. I still don't think Rick Brunson would be the coach, but I do think he deserves an interview. And maybe he's done more than I thought. All right, so I think that's pretty much it, guys. You got the gist of it. I just think we blew this whole thing out of proportion. I think our Knicks front office is very competent. They know what they're doing, and I think the media has blown everything up, and then people have commented on it, and it's spiraled out of control. And all of this is for nothing. The Knicks have a strategy, a plan, and we just have to wait for it all to work itself out.